Okay, under the Access tab, this is where we're able to add things like access schedules, profiles, users, operators, and elevators, if I have elevator control. It's similar to the CloudLock version. Okay, now here they're grouped all together. So access schedules for the cardholders, unlock schedules if you want to have your doors unlock specific doors, like your front entrance unlock on a schedule, you can set that up here. So I'll quickly go through this because we already did that. So you would just select the next available one, you'd give it a name. You'd select the days here, time, okay, now I'm not going to save that because I already have a Monday to Friday 9 to 5, but that's an example of how you would do that. So you just create your schedules here, and the same as CloudLock, you'd then go to profiles and you'd click on new. You'd give it a name, you select whichever doors those people can get through. And then you'd select the appropriate schedule, you click on apply, and you can see that it took effect right here. You can select different schedules. So like if I want them to have access to the storage room 12 to 1, you can select that here, and you can see you can have a mixture of different schedules. And if you make a mistake, you just fix it that way. I already have that one, so I'm not going to, I'll cancel out of it. So I already have managers and office staff already in my system. And the next step, like same as CloudLock, you'd go into the users here, and you'd add a new user. Same thing as before. So you give it a name. You could have here, because we support the keypad pins, you're able to select the pin that you want. You can select if the user is handicapped. I have the First Access Advanced version on my computer. You're able to also import a photo for photo pop-up, so that when that person uses the reader, their picture will show up as well. And this way, it's to match like the person who's coming in. If you have a security guard at the door, sitting at the door, they're able to monitor to make sure the picture matches the person walking in. So a lot of health clubs will use that to make sure that you didn't give your card to somebody else. Same as before, you select the credential, you got up to 5. Put in the number. You specify the start date, the end date. Change this to active. Give the appropriate profile. We also have the fields here that you can rename in the settings. We have a notes section and a privilege. The privilege here is that double tapping, the same as what we did in CloudLock. If the person has privileges for these doors, and again, you'd only give the privilege to like a manager or to the owner of the building, if that person goes up to that reader and presents the card twice in a row, they can unlock the door and leave it unlocked. Same with relocking. If you're done for the day early, You go to that reader, you tap it twice in a row, and you've relocked the door. So you need to be careful with that. Okay, so once we've added our card holders into the system, we've created all our schedules and everything else, okay, you're able to try the system out. And you do get the audit showing up right away in the system. Just like in CloudLock, you're able to also set here the operators who log in. You're also able to set what they can do, what they can access, and that's done here under operators. Okay. It's a very straightforward process. You'd give it a name, maybe like security guards. And then you just uncheck anything that you don't want them to have access to, you just uncheck. And this all corresponds to all the options that you're seeing here. And then panels, all that stuff. So if you don't want them to be able to access the panels, access the readers, so if you remove access, then they won't be able to remotely unlock doors. So you are able to specify all of that, all the access permissions here. And then after you do that, you can save it, and then you can add operators. And then when they log in, they would put in their username and password. It depends on who's logging in. That's what they have access to. With CloudLock and with First Access, if you want to add a card and the card is not in your system, you are able to just present the card at the reader. Bear with me 1 second while I do that. Okay, so it shows up in the system as access denied, not in database, and it gives you the credential number right here. So a shortcut to add it into the system, and this applies in both CloudLock and First Access. In CloudLock, you just double tap on it. Here you right click on it. So in CloudLock, you double tap, and that works in the web browser as well. You just double tap on the event. Here you right click on it. You put in the name. And when I click on ID, you're going to see it came up automatically. So it typed it in for me. I don't have to worry about making a mistake. So it's a bit of a shortcut with adding credentials.